Alright, hello there everyone. I'm going to go ahead and go through the test review here. So if you follow along and work these problems out with me, you will be prepared for your test. And remember, by completing the review, you get 5 extra points. So for questions 1 through 3, it says state the slope of a line that is parallel to the given equation. So first thing we have to do with each of these equations is put them into slope-intercept form so we can actually see the slope. And remember, that's y equals to mx plus b. That's your slope-intercept form of your line. So first thing, and that means we have to solve this for y. So minus 2x minus 2x. So we get negative 4y equals to negative 2x plus 12. All I'm doing is rewriting this side over here. Okay, now we have to get rid of this negative 4, so we divide everything by negative 4. So we get y equals, because those cancel there, we have a negative 2 divided by negative 4. I want you to put this in your calculator. So you do a negative 2 divided by negative 4. Well, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And 2 divided by 4, that's 1/2. So you get 1/2 x, and then positive 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. So it says, what is the slope of a line that is parallel to the given equation? So your original slope is 1/2, and remember, parallel lines means that your slope is going to be the same. So it's the same slope. So what's the slope of a line parallel to it? 1/2. Same one. Okay, next problem. Okay, same process here. We're going to solve this for y and find that slope. So minus 6x minus 6x. So we have 2y equals negative 6x plus 8. And then divide everything by 2. So we get y equals, and you have negative 6 divided by 2. That's negative 3x. And then plus, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And so again here, look at your slope. Negative 3, parallel line, it's going to have the same slope, so it's going to also have a slope of negative 3. Alright, now I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to put the answer for number 3, and you guys will work that out. Okay, so the answer for number 3 is going to be 2/7. Alright, next one here. It says for questions 4 through 6, state the slope of a line that is perpendicular to the given equation. So again, we have to rewrite these in slope-intercept form, but then to find a line that is perpendicular, remember the slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So that means you change the sign and you flip the fraction. So you change the sign and you flip the fraction. So first thing though is to get these into slope-intercept form, so solving for y. So minus 6x minus 6x. So you have negative 4y equals to negative 6x plus 18. Divide by negative 4. So you get y equals, and then here you have 6 divided by 4. That's going to reduce to 3/2 because it's a negative divided by a negative. And y'all always just take this fraction and put it in the calculator, and it'll simplify it for you. So 3/2x, and then minus, because we have a positive divided by a negative, so minus, and then we have 18 divided by 4. We can just reduce those. It'll be 9/2. Okay, so we need a line that is going to be perpendicular to it. So look at your 3/2. We have to do the negative reciprocal of that. So you have 3/2. You change the sign, so it's going to become negative, and then you flip this fraction, so it's going to be 2/3. So that would be the slope of a line perpendicular. Okay, our next one. Again, solve this for y. So we have 8y equals to negative 2x plus 24. divide everything by 8. So you get y equals negative 1/4 x plus 3. And so now we look at our slope here. It's negative 1/4. What's going to be the opposite reciprocal of this? Okay, change the sign. It's negative. It's going to become positive. Take 1/4. You flip it. It's 4/1, but that's really just 4. So that would be the slope of the line perpendicular. And then again, I'm going to write down the answer for number 6, and you guys should try to work that out and see if you get it. Okay, so the answer for number 6 is going to be negative 5/3. All right, for questions 7 through 9, it says write the equation of the line that is parallel to the given line and passing through the point 2, 6. So parallel, remember, means the same slope. Okay, and then we're going to have to use the point slope form to use this point and whatever slope we find to get the new equation. So first thing, always solve this for y. So minus 6x minus 6x. So we get negative 2y equals to negative 6x plus 16. And then now everything is going to get divided by negative 2. So you get y is equal to 3x minus 8. Okay, and so now we look at our slope. It's 3. So our new line is going to have that same slope, 3. And we're going to plug into point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And y'all will have all these forms of the lines on your formula chart. So don't worry about having to memorize it. Just know when you have to use slope-intercept and when you have to use point slope. Okay, so we're going to plug in. We have y minus, and now from here you take this, the y value, because this is your y1, that's your x1 there. So y minus 6 equals to, now m is our slope, so it's 3, times x minus, and you go back to the point they give you, x1, which is 2. And so now we just have to distribute here and solve this, get this y alone. So we have y minus 6 equals to 3x minus 6, because all I did was distribute this 3 in here. And then now my last step is to do plus 6 and plus 6. So I'll end up with y equals, and see this minus 6 and plus 6, those cancel. Same thing over here actually, it ended up canceling out. So we just are left with 3x. So y is equal to 3x. Okay, next one. Again, first thing you need to do is solve this for y. So minus 2x minus 2x. So you get 4y equals negative 2x plus 40. Divide everything by 4. So you get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 10. So our slope is negative 1/2. And now we just need to plug into slope, point slope form. And again, we're using the 0.26 again. So we have y minus, and then the y here is 6, equals to m, and this time our m is negative 1/2, times x minus, and we use our x again, 2. So this is going to become y minus 6 equals, and all I'm doing is multiplying this negative 1/2 in here. So negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2 x, and then I have a negative 1/2 times a negative 2 gives me plus 1. And then now just add 6. So I get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. Okay, and then I'm going to write down the answer for number 9, and you guys will see if you've done it correctly. Okay, so that answer for number 9 comes out to be y equals negative 4x plus 14. Okay, now for these next ones, we have to write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the given equation, passing through the point, this time 4, 2. So we have to first solve this for y. So first, minus 9x from both sides. So we have negative 3y equals to negative 9x plus 17. And then now divide by negative 3. So you get y equals, and then again, remember, just do negative 9 divided by negative 3 in your calculator, and you'll get positive 3x minus 17 over 3. Okay, and so now we'll look at the slope. Our slope is 3, but remember, we want perpendicular. So we have to change the sign and flip the fraction. So 3 is really 3 over 1. And so now we're going to change the sign. So this is positive, so it's going to become negative. And then we're going to flip that fraction. So 3 over 1 is going to become 1 over 3. So that's our slope of our new line. And so now we're going to plug into point slope form. And this 4, 2, this is your x1 and your y1. So we have y minus, okay, y1 is 2, equals to m, so negative 1/3. Remember, this is your m, times x minus, and then our x1 is 4. And so now we're going to distribute this negative 1/3. Okay, so we have y minus 2 equals to negative 1/3 x. And then you guys, again, you can just put this in your calculator. Do negative 1/3 times negative 4, and you will get positive 4/3. And then now, all we have to do is add 2. We'll add 2. So we get y equals negative 1/3 x. And then you need to add this 4/3 in the 2. And so when you do that, it'll come out to be 10/3. So there you go. All right, next one. Okay, we have minus 6x minus 6x. So we have 12y equals to negative 6x plus 48. Divide everything by 12. So we get y equals to negative 1/2 x plus 4. So my original slope is negative 1/2. So I take negative 1/2, and I have to do the opposite reciprocal. So I change the sign, so it's going to be positive, and then we flip 1/2, we get 2 over 1, which is just 2. So this is our new slope, our new m. And so again, now we plug in to our point slope form. So y minus, and again, go back to your point over here. Our y1 is 2, equals to m, well in this case our m is 2, times x minus, and then in this case our x1 is 4. So y minus 2 equals, and then we distribute here, 2x, and 2 times negative 4 is minus 8. And then our last step is to add 2 to both sides. So you get y equals 2x minus 6. And then again, I'm going to write down the answer for number 12, and you guys will make sure that you get it correct. Okay, so the answer for that one will be y equals negative 5x plus 22. Okay, now the other stuff on the test is covering what we had learned about our angles when we have the parallel lines cut by a transversal. So remember, first thing you need to always do when you have these kinds of problems is to color in your angles with the 2 different colors. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to color these because if you're looking here, all of these questions are asking us to talk about different pairs of angles. So if we color them, that will give us some help. So 1 and 3 are congruent, 5 and 7 are congruent, and we'll change the color here. do bright red. 2 and 4 are congruent, and 6 and 8 are congruent. So everything that's purple is the same size, everything that's red is the same size. So they say list all angles congruent to angle 1. So angle 1 is purple, so everything else that's purple is all congruent to angle 1. So that's angle 3, angle 5, and angle 7. Now it says list all angles congruent to angle 2. Okay, well angle 2 is red, so everything else that is red is congruent to angle 2. So that's angle 4, angle 6, and angle 8. Then it says list both pairs of same side exterior angles. Same side exterior. So we're talking about on the same side of this transversal. So they're either both to the left of it or both to the right of it. And then they're exterior, so on the outside of the parallel lines. So same side exterior. So first one would be 1 and 8. And then the other pair would be 2 and 7. Okay, now it says list both pairs of same side interior angles. So again, we're on the same side of our transversal, but this time we're on the interior of those parallel lines. So that would be 4 and 5. And then also 3 and 6. Okay, next one, it says list both pairs of alternate exterior angles. So alternate means on opposite sides of your transversal, so you're going to have one from the left and one from the right. And then they're exterior angles, okay? And remember, your alternate exterior angles have to be congruent. So it has to be 1 and 7, that's a pair. And then we have 2 and 8, that's another pair. Okay, 18, it says list both pairs of alternate interior angles. So again, alternate means on either side of our transversal, but interior means between the two parallel lines. So in this case, we have 4 and 6, 4 and 6, and 5 and 3. And then the last one says, if the measure of angle 1 is 127 degrees, what is the measure of angle 4? So go up here and look. Okay, angle 1 is purple, angle 4 is red. So I know that angle 1 plus angle 4 have to equal to 180 degrees. So if angle 1 is 127, well, I just do 180 minus 127, and that's going to tell me what angle 4 is going to be. So 180 minus 127 is 53. So angle 4 is 53 degrees. Okay, last few here. Okay, on these ones, I will do 2 of them with you here, and then I will leave the other 2 for you guys to do on your own. And my tip for you is to go through and first color in the angles, and that way you know if they're the same color, then they're equal. If you have one of each, then they add up to 180. It makes your life easier. So I'm going to do 20 and 21 with you, and I will put the answers for 22 and 24 down here. So first thing, color. Okay. Change pins here. I'll do blue. Okay, so I know everything that's red is 2x and everything that's blue is 100. And I see the 2x is red and the 100 is blue, so I know they have to add up to 180. So I do 2x plus 100 equals 180. So take away 100 from both sides. So I get 2x is equal to 80. Divide by 2. So x is 40. All right, question 21. Again, first thing I'm going to do is start off with the coloring. So there's that one, and this one, and then change the pen color. Okay. From this, I can see that they're both blue, so they're both going to be equal to each other. So I say 13x plus 13 is equal to 15x minus 5. And I'm going to solve this for x. So take away 15x, take away 15x. So 13 minus 15, that's negative 2x, plus 13 is equal to negative 5. And I'm just going to rewrite that up here. Negative 2x plus 13 is equal to negative 5. Okay, and then now I have to take away 13 from both sides. So I get negative 2x is equal to negative 18. Divide by negative 2, and I get that x is equal to 9. All right, so again, like I said, I'm going to put up the answers for 22 and 24, and that way you guys will have them. But y'all just go through this, and if you can do this, then you can do the test. The only tricky thing is just finding the slope of the new line and then putting it in point slope form, and then getting that to slope intercept. But just all you have to do, all you have to remember is to get y alone all the time on those lines, and that's how you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put 22 and 24 up, and then I will see you guys at the test. Okay, so there's the answers for 22 and 24, and like I said, I will see you guys at the test, and good luck!